Okay, so what I want to share, it's also not something I think very interesting, but for example, we use ChatGPT exists such stuff like prompts. So if everyone wants, for example, to use more, exists like, for example, you can Google ChatGPT awesome prompts, and here exists a repository with different prompts. This prompt is when you, for example, want to have a chat to be expert in some area. So, for example, I think I use a lot this Stack Overflow prompt. We can start with it. Of course, I mean, like I can just copy it, but also everyone can copy paste in the chat. So, for example, here is you can read it. What it's about. So, for example, I want this chat to be as a Stack Overflow post, the behavior to be. So, for example, here's the message. So, for example, I want how to make an HTTP request to get all friends in C#, for example. So, I mean, like, and after that, this chat will be, the behavior will be as Stack Overflow. Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of generated, but basically I think it's a working example. You can improve it. For example, I want to use a retry statement. So it will also generate some code related to that. Yeah, so in the first way it's doing, of course, like in the simplest ways, you can improve it. For example, in the .NET world exists such library which it's more handful. I want to use poly, it's the name of the library for the retry. I mean, so basically this prompt I use it a lot. So if for someone it makes sense, you can also play around. You can, for example, if you can change this prompt. If I mean, like you can just a bit like investigate it and I don't know, to change a bit the behavior. Yeah. So also I think I use. I mean, here basically a lot of prompts. If someone want, I can share this link. And yeah, I also use like for example, to improve my sentences in English. Sometimes when I need to write something more niceful. For that, I create like a new chat. So, for example, I'm working in the best company. So it will like kind of improve my current sentence. So I mean, like you can type. It not matter. For example, here's the that I can type the sentence in for example, Ukrainian, Russian is important, and it always will be translated to English and with my, for example, description, like to improve and to use more beautiful and elegant upper level English words for that. Everyone understood that. I think mostly all, if someone has some questions to it, please ask. Of course, I mean, like I do not use all prompts, just some of them. And I think you can Google, like exists, I think some such sites where exists more prompts. And they are.
Can you go up a bit?
Yeah. Yeah, for example.
As a poet, I saw that.
So we can, for example, a motivational speaker.
Motivation speaker.
Yeah, we can.
How to motivate Grisha to do
more tasks. Speech about how everyone should, for example, should use but GPT, our company. So basically it will generate. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and this prompts also, I mean, like I think in the beginning you can just, for example, investigate it, how they are written, and somehow a bit, for example, to change for you how it makes sense.
Philosopher.
Yeah, not sure like if creates SQL terminal. So I think we have like one developer. Basically also. I mean, like this is like the SQL query. So the behavior of this chat will be as an SQL terminal. So you can also write adjust place. Sometimes I will select, for example. Yeah. And from products group by. So in this case, it's like the behavior of this chat will be as a, yeah, so the database client.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
I think mostly all what I wanted to present.